Hey there, how's it going? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm James Tro. You better do something about that. I wrote a piece this morning. You should check it out. I'm kind of a writer. I'm a writer. I'm a lover, not a writer. I'm a writer, not a lover. I'm a lover writer. Audio good. Thank you, Stretch. Good to see you. I don't know if you got that. Why am I talking to Stretch while everyone else is here? I'll tell you about that later. But, yeah, hi, everybody. I wrote an piece today, called He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. And, I don't want to read it to you. That'd be rude. But I do at least want to give you one little quote out of there. And if you're interested, you could check it out. It's on Substack, place that I write there. You can check it out. There's a lot of lovely writers there, by the way. Really talented folks. Hey, it says I'm live. That's weird. I'm watching myself be live. But it's in the past. What I said was, I do not see a superior race. The ones who call themselves white are embarrassing. They hold the first world in their hands and want to hoard it like the Jew they so desperately to blame for their struggles. Sorry about that. Fentanyl is America's comf. White man's weakness is America's struggle. We cannot blame this on the second or the third world. And I think whoever wrote that kind of is on the same wavelength as me. It could be because we're the same person, but that's come on. There's other reasons for that. So yeah, I don't know why we are all like, oh, I'm so proud to be white. Guys, I'm embarrassed. I watched this dude in Dearborn yesterday. I showed you some video of that, of the jackass that's like, you guys suck. And then today I watched some dudes on a parking garage messing with these Florida students who would come up for sunrise prayer, probably face Mecca and stuff like that. And they were a bunch of white dudes that were like, this is a Christian nation, you motherfuckers, you better da-da-da. And just typical. Guys, there's nothing proud about this kind of display. I can't think of one of you who have made me go, wow, I'm proud to be a white guy. Like literally, you forced me into realizing, wait a minute, I'm not white. Actually had this revelation. I think some of you guys may be ready for it too. It's part of why I wrote this piece. It's part of why I've been saying this a lot lately, that, and I'm going to say it again. That's right. I'm going to say it again because white is homeless. White is this idea that maybe at best you're from some sort of Aryan sort of a thing, but then when you start to look at what the Aryans were, you start, well, wait a minute, that's like Iran, that's like Iraq. And like, well, it can't be those guys. We bombed the shit out of them. Too late for that. And yeah, did you know that? It goes all the way back there. It's not a Germanic history. The Aryan history actually goes back to Zoroaster. It goes back to Iran. It goes back to the ziggurat. Yeah, you ever smoked a ziggurat? Smoke cigarettes today. It's your special way. These are the guys that probably built the first civilizations that we've been able to recover. I'm not sure if Göbekli Tepe is a civilization. Honestly, if you look at the layout of that place, it looks like a laundromat. I think Göbekli Tepe is an ancient laundromat. And that those stones were there because you're beating corduroys. You know how hard it is to clean corduroy when you don't have permanent press setting? When you don't have like electricity? You need to bang some rocks. And I digress. The point is that, guys, if you want me to help you have white pride, man, you are doing awful. You're embarrassing. You're so embarrassing that, as I said, it's led me to believe I'm actually not a white guy. I don't wake up feeling like my culture is eroding. Even when all my friends that are like, you better be afraid, send me videos of like people or my favorite, the new one is this image of a girl. No one knows her name, but they post her picture, her dead body around X all the time is like, this is proof that white man's losing its race because this chick got slaughtered. She got murdered on a train. And guys, let's talk about that. Why did this girl get murdered on a train? Is it because an immigrant? Is it because someone who's black is there? Is that what we're saying? Because if so, where the fuck were you, white men? This world's full of white men. Why the fuck would one of you not be on that train and go, hey, it's kind of late. Here's a white chick and there's a black dude. And clearly I have to not like that. So I should ride the train with them. I've actually done shit like this. I've literally done shit like this where I've seen something that was just kind of like, this is kind of weird. Is everything okay? And I've like purposely hung out in places, but like not made it I've stalked the shit out of people. Dude, I've been stalking people for a long time. Yeah, look it up. You can check out my record. I'm that good. I've never been caught. Oh, man. Proud of that. But if the idea is that, see, this is proof we can't have black things. This is because this chick got murdered on a subway or on a bus. And it's like, where the fuck were you? If you guys are so fucking proud of how fucking tough you are and how great the first world is because of you and all the gifts you brought it, why the fuck are you not escorting someone on the train? Why? And more importantly, when it happens, why are you not blaming yourself? If you're the superior race, aren't you supposed to be doing some buck stops here? Aren't you supposed to be like, hey, I'm a white guy, fucking buck stops here. But no, we're like, I'm a white guy, buck stops with the Jews. Fucking Jews. Wasn't for them, none of this would happen. We're a superior race, but hey, fucking Jews always messing it up. This is pathetic, guys. It's pathetic. And as I'm wandering around Facebook, I'm seeing these guys just desperately trying their hardest just to phone in this whole white man rage thing. And it's like, guys, that's not rage, it's embarrassment. You guys are fucking embarrassed. And you need to harness that the same way I did. You know what I did? I was like, I'm not a fucking white guy. You know how I'm not a white guy? Because I'm not a Zionist. There's step one. You know how else to not be a white guy? I'm not from area, this magical land of area that I've pulled out of my fucking ass. And I've wiped it off and I've stroked it with some sort of weird fucking oil that only P. Diddy would have. And I'm like, oh, this is Aryan. And then when I ask you, hey, where Aryan's from? You're just like, well, it's from the dark forest to the black forest. I'm like, wait, isn't it not the white forest? You guys aren't even fucking from the white forest. You're wandering around the world going, we're superior. We come from the black forest, but don't you fucking go there, James. Don't you fucking go there. It used to be the white forest, but the Jews changed the name. That's what they did. And guys, where's the pride in this? Where's the pride in this? If you guys had pride, you wouldn't be paying taxes. You'd be like, hey, taxes are stupid. And all these other white guys that come up with guns and be like, but you have to pay your tax. You'd be like, no, they're stupid. And it'd take like 6 of you. It'd take like 6 of you. You'd just be like, hey, reveners, fuck you. Fuck you. That's right. It's a call. The call, the puck you. It's a puck you. It's a puck you bird. There'd be puck you birds everywhere. Every time a politician would start to speak, just a bunch of white guys would get up and go, puck you, puck you, puck you, puck you. And it'd just be this, it'd be so hilarious because no one would take any of this shit seriously. And the IRS would be like, look, that was a dumb idea. It was a dumb idea. The white guys are onto us. But the white guys are never onto us. Do you know why? Because they're ignoramuses. I'm sorry, but they are. Holy fuck, man. They're so stupid. Look at what Republicans are doing right now. Hey, just because Charlie Cook took millions from Israel to cook for American politics and to insert himself into the vernacular and state that he can't think of one instance where Israel's gone out of their way to kill civilians. How is that white pride? How is this pride to say, look, our people are so fucking weak that they can't do their own drugs, that we have to go to foreign nations and shoot people in the fucking head because our guys can't hold their stuff. Jigs cannot hold the smoke. That's what it is. And we're saying that about white people, and we're using it to justify murder because we're like, hey, man, we're the superior race. And the superior race don't have things like willpower. And if we're going to invade someone, we can't invade the drug addicts. We can't invade Seattle. We can't invade Portland. They're full of inflatable frogs. We got to go down the Caribbean and shoot some people in the head. Yeah, we got to get them kettle drums. That's what did it. Steel kettle drums caused all this to happen. Let's see if people are mad. James's Rudder talking about Ken Scholar. I don't know what that means. Gummy bears and Nazis in the Black Forest. Yes, that's right. Today is the Bears Picnic. We're wandering through the Black Forest, chopping off our kids' genitals and placing them on a stick and saying, we are pure men, we are men, even though we had our ass handed to us by Caesar. 1 million Aryans were drug across the Rubicon before the time of metal, before the time of steel. In the land of twine, 1 million Gauls were dragged across the Rubicon, knowing that they were going to be humiliated for the rest of their fucking life. What was the king's name? Do you guys remember this king, this famous Gaul king? I don't even know if we know his name, if his name made it through history. He was led in as a hood ornament on the tribute of Caesar himself. He was The lead action, he was just crucified on this cross, led in face first into the city of Rome while people threw tomatoes at him. You know who threw tomatoes at him? Fucking slaves did that. Italian slaves, the spics of the ancient world. You heard me hit that like. The spics of the ancient world threw tomatoes at this Aryan fuck. And he's been feeling shitty ever since. He's like, I'm superior. I'm superior. We're going to name a lake after me. And I'm going to be unrequited. And I'm going to go torture some Native Americans. But they did it first. They did it first because we found it. These guys, what are we doing? Come on. I do not see a superior race. The ones who call themselves white are embarrassing. They hold the first world in their hands and want to hoard it like the Jew they are so desperate to blame. Fentanyl is America's Mein Kampf, right? White man's weakness is America's struggle. We cannot blame this on the second or third world. We are anyway. That's what we're doing. We like to do that stuff. We are into the scapegoats. Did you guys realize what pin the tail on the donkey is? Do you? Have you thought about that? James, what is pin the tail on the donkey? It's a game that you play as a child where one of you is blindfolded. And it's your job to create a jackass in the room. And the success happens. You get to see again. You gain your vision back by successfully naming a jackass. This is the oldest medicine in Greece, isn't it? This is the ancient art of pharmakos. That we will pick one among us. We will name him as the jackass. We will have a blind lottery to choose which one of us gets to wear the tail. And the rest of the game is we kill that guy. We push him off a cliff and we feel better. We can open our eyes again. We can face the world. Did you know that the white bee is the blind bee? The white bee is the one. It's white because its eyes are white. It's a kind of drone that sort of is considered a rebel of the hive. It's a rebel of the hive because it no longer follows the cues of any other bee. Do you know why? Because they can't see them. They can't determine what it is they want. And they leave the hive and they end up as kind of rogue, blind shamans. Quetzalcoatl bees. Quetzalcoatl bee. And these Quetzalcoatl bees are flying through the air blind. They're the kamikazes. They're on a suicide mission. Very similar to Wetiko. Very similar to this sort of passive-aggressive nature where we feel that we're the superior race, but we also feel we're entitled to be the weakling of it all. We are the most weak. We are the most primal. It's kind of pathetic, guys. Just saying. It's just kind of pathetic. Now, in my piece, I have discussed 5 war crimes. I'm not a constitutional lawyer. I've never convicted a president. Not yet. I have played a lawyer on TV. My epigenetics have lawyer juice in there, and I find myself reading things like this. And I've been telling you guys about war crimes. I've been saying, hey, this sounds like some war crimes. And this is a pie in the sky because we've been committing war crimes probably 80 to 200 times at least. Depends on how you look at it since World War II. Like we've invaded at least 100 countries since then. Every 1.7 years on average, we invade foreign soil. And this is a war crime. It's a war crime. We've discussed morality, how morality really is based on what you could afford. And if the white man can't even hold his own stuff, can't even hold his own fentanyl, he's going to be blaming his problems on everything else. One thing I discussed is that you really have to remember that America's largest employer is the Defense Department. Our chief export is violence, whether it be selling arms to Israel, whether it be to bombing Iran on their behalf, whether it be to installing secret agents in caves to try and defy Russia, only to have it turn around and bite us in the ass again. Our chief export is violence. And when you have a chief export that's war itself, it becomes harder to convince people that that chief export, the company behind that, is actually guilty of war crimes. And that's truly what we're suffering from right now. Oh, come on. What? Oh, sorry guys. I gotta go here and do this, and then I gotta do this. There we go. And then you end up with stuff like this. Oh, it's raining. Cool. I was like, oh, did my fan come on? It's raining. Rain is falling down on the ground. Let it wash you away. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have to sing every time it rains. It's an ancient, non-white, Native American thing. Yeah, you heard me. I'm Native, period. I'm American, period. There's a lot of periods there. There's at least 2. You count them if you want. Let's get back to the show. So then he posts this. Seditious behavior punishable by death. This was yesterday. This was after the video I showed you yesterday. The video that was showing you some veterans, many of them Democratic elected officials, veterans encouraging members of the armed forces not to follow illegal orders. And Republicans lost their shit over that. They lost their shit over that. Not only that, Trump did too. He tweeted 18 times since yesterday. And this is just one of them. Seditious behavior punishable by death. He's literally threatening these people. And I want to remind you guys that even though Trump posted this 18 times yesterday, even though he posted that, he actually is commander-in-chief. And with him being commander-in-chief, he actually has the ability to order a court-martial. It's in the UCMJ. He's the highest JAG in the land. It's true. And because he's the highest JAG, Judge Advocate General, basically a military lawyer, he can call a court-martial anytime. He can court-martial anyone he wants. And there's proceedings. I won't bore you with that. But here's a guy, the only person that would have the power is tweeting. He's not exercising his power. He's tweeting about it. Do you see how profound this is? That the person who's been placed in the strongest position at all is telling you that this is seditious behavior, and that he's saying that as if he's the one person that cannot do anything about it, but he can. This is a huge clue. It's telling you two really big things. They're actually kind of the same thing. It's showing you how weak he is. I don't mean this as like an insult. I mean, I would love to insult the guy. I'm kind of mad at the guy right now, but I don't mean this as an insult. I mean that it's showing you how weak he is. Here's someone that's been telling you he's going to prosecute, he's going to send Obama back to Somalia or wherever he says he's from. He's going to put Hillary in jail. All these people are going to be convicted of sedition. He's actually in the position to where he can do that, and he won't. Instead, he tweets about it. Not once. He spends all day, 18 times. Either he's posting it himself, or he's telling everyone that you should listen to this sycophant who's telling them that they should hang them. He's called for hangings. He's calls for punishable by death. It's clearly a threat of violence that he's instilling in other people. It shows you just how fucking effective that message was that I showed you yesterday from the military. From those veterans that are called Democrats, but they're actually veterans. They swore an oath to the Constitution, and that oath is pretty clear. I will protect and defend the Constitution, not the president, from all enemies, foreign and domestic. It doesn't say I will protect Donald Trump. It doesn't even say the word president. It doesn't say those things. And as I showed you yesterday, I hope you guys watched yesterday's show, because it had a lot of good nuggets in there. And yesterday's show had this. It had the oath. There's the pre-Hitler oath. I swear by God, this holy oath, that I want to ever loyally and sincerely serve my people and fatherland, and be prepared as a brave and obedient soldier to risk my life for this oath at any time. And 2 years after Hitler's chancellor, or 1 year maybe, I swear by God this holy oath that I shall render unconditional obedience to the leader of the German Reichen people, Adolf Hitler. Yeah, Kinkles is embarrassing. So is Hitler. Not only are they embarrassing, these guys are white guys. This is the white man. I'm sorry, but it is. Look, some of you are probably clinging to white guy. You're like, James, you're being anti-white. No, I'm being anti-root. I need you to put your roots in the ground. Because as long as you're not, you're just gonna be musking your life around. Think about how wealthy Musk is, and he's posting yesterday about envy. Dude is lost. He's lost. What are your thoughts on white people being killed in South Africa, and 60 of them allowed to migrate to USA as refugees by Trump? Those are two different thoughts. Thank you, Jeff. What are my thoughts on white people being killed in South Africa? I think people get killed in South Africa all the time. This sounds awfully shitty, but I just think people get killed in South Africa all the time. Like all the time, guys. I don't just mean like a few times. I mean like on the way to breakfast, like all the time. And when I say killed, I don't even necessarily mean through violence. This is going to sound really insane, but if you consider that someone who dies by the hands of someone else actually is living a higher grade existence, this sounds so fucked up, but check this out. Then the person in Uganda who's just dying of exposure, dying of hunger, because those guys are dying every day. They're a country. It's like thousands die every day. Idi Amin eats some of those people. He's like, dude, I need to put some law and order on the street. So, let's see, freckles. I've had those. That's not good. There's dark meat. He's like, dude, I like me some dark meat. He's like, find me the darkest meat you can find. I need to eat a person in front of everyone else. This is the jungle. Violence is a vital part of this earth. And if you come to America, you're going to have violence too. All we've done is scrubbed it from the television. All we've done is put it in pockets where we get to see this extremist group or this. Guys, how many school shootings has there been? I bet you can't count. I bet if one of you was to look it up and say, how many school shootings have there been? I bet that you'd see some numbers that you're not even sure if they're right. You're just like, well, wait a minute. Is this all? There's a lot of these. It's a lot. Now let's look at DUIs. To me, let me know what you think about this. In my mind, being killed by a DUI driver is much worse than being executed because you're the boar. This is what the South African white man would be hunted down, be called the white boar. They're being hunted the same way the white rhino is hunted for their horn. The same way the pangolin is collected for the scales. The same way the albino's genitals are placed in a jar and sold on the black market. What do I think about 60 white men being killed in Africa? It sounds like another day. It sounds like a fucking another day. You think it's hard being a white man? Try being an albino in Tanzania. Holy fuck. Try that. Oh, wait. Waiting for someone. I'm not talking to Jeff, by the way, but I'm waiting for one of you. One of you's like, you know what? I'm going to try that. And you've got magic powers. You've just been born. Now you're an albino baby. You just came out of the Stargate. You're getting some booby right away. Hey, good job. I don't know why people are like, this world's a prison. Like as soon as you come out, guys, as soon as you're born, you get booby. Like the first thing that happens is you get to third base. I'm sorry, but it's true. The first thing that happens is you get to third base. Your head passes third base. And then the first thing it does is, oh, don't cry. And it did put you on second base. You were scoring, dude. You were scoring. All you got to do is wait till you're 12 and go to first base. And you were fucking on it, man. You've been around the diamond. This is not a prison planet. This planet literally gives you boobies as soon as you're born. I should end the show right now. This should be all it takes. Now, the women are like, well, wait a minute. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't even know how you guys feel. For all I know, women really like boobs. They probably just, when none of us are around, they're probably just like, yeah. It could be. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I kind of play with my saber sometimes. I do. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm just like, God, look at this thing. It's amazing. I'm just like, well, what's underneath it? Hey, look at that. Sometimes I pull it. I'm just like, what else I pull it? Like a balloon, you know? And then you can make little party hats with it. You can do all kinds of stuff. Don't even get me started on the bag of holding. Am I right, fellas? Bag of holding. You're just like, yep, got one of those. You could put all kinds of things in those. Has anyone actually counted? I got two. I don't know what you guys got. Where am I going here? Jesus, man. So that's my thoughts on South Africa. I think that when you're living in the jungle, there's racism is much more important than we think. I don't mean it's like good, but I don't mean it's like bad. I think that racism is just strategery. Sort of like herd mentality. If this heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another, you gotta herd immunity. And I just think that you're doom, doom, doom. I got your boyfriend, boom, that a weekend. God, I wish I had the lyrics. Nothing around. I'm sorry, I can't stop it. Do, 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 do. You take it on the run, baby. God, stop. You take it from another, baby. This is what, Jeff, I don't have a lot of sympathy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to come up with it. I don't. I think that when you think about what Africa is, it's been colonized around the edges. You know this, right? That the edges have been colonized, except for the Ivory Coast. They're just like, you guys, we're going to name it the Ivory Coast because we want white guys to try it. I swear to you, that's what's happening in the Ivory Coast. I would love for someone to disagree with me on this. The Ivory Coast is like, dude, we hunt white people here. We fucking love that shit. So take the West Coast out just for right now, because those guys are having a good time. But as you run the perimeter of Africa, it is surrounded with some of the most violent psychopathy I've ever seen. Do you want to start in the Somalia? Like, we've already had to ignore Ivory Coast. You're just going to have to ignore that for right now. Let's go over to Somalia. Let's go over to the Horn of Africa, the Horn of the Rhino itself, where the water is so acidic, it like catches on fire and shit. Where even the language itself, like every single word has been degraded into its worst possible meaning in Swahili. You've got armed children, not bottle kids, M16 kids. Just like, fuck yeah, man. You've got the most valuable piece of real estate in the world, and it's occupied with some of the most sick motherfuckers you could name. And they're not even black guys. They're not. Dude, they're like this weird copper orange color, aren't they? These are red clay motherfuckers. Red African clay. They are the salt on top of the salt, on top of the salt of the earth. Africa is surrounded because it's built up on a plateau. You're almost trapped on an altar, aren't you? What I mean is that the country is preserved on purpose. That the technology that it would take to allow you to move from Central Africa to the coast is quite frankly beyond even us. Don't get me started on Darien Gap stuff. Right now, I guarantee you, Trump is like, hey, we can take over Central America, but once we get to the Darien Gap, it's not going to work. And Africa's the same thing. People like to blame this on the black people in Africa. You guys won't develop your land, but even the colonists can't develop it. Are you kidding me? It takes these guys everything that they have to even create a railroad. It's quite ingenious, actually, how well Africa is able to get around. How ingenious their technology is when it comes to cellular phones being mixed with the economy. You're trading minutes on your phone right now because you have such a deep symbiotic heart that's still breathing, that's still alive, and it's surrounded with violence. And why is this so wrong? Why is this considered that this is the opposite of how the world should be? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if that's really the case. The other thing Jeff asks is allowed to migrate to USA as refugees by Trump. Yeah, so guys, you're probably not going to like this, but when I think about migration, all I think about is world control. That's all the fuck I think about. I've just done the math. And the second we put up a fence, you have a homeowners association. And the second that homeowners association has a fence, those people are bored. Those people want dues. Those guys are going to want a tennis court named after them, and they will come and assault you. They will assault you for the paint on your mailbox being 3 shades of Pantone in the negative, and use that money to lean on your fucking house to take it over so they can have the Joyce Memorial Garden. And that will be built on the testament of some other white fuck who's living in the first world bitching about the third world people who are trying to get here. I think that's the problem. And this idea that we must preserve the white race, why? Do we want to preserve people like Trump? Do we want to preserve people like what the fuck, that dude is from Louisiana? I can't even think of his name, or Johnson. Think about every politician that you've seen sent to Washington. Think about Abraham fucking Lincoln, who the first thing he did is say, dude, you can't have a newspaper anymore. It's exactly what Adolf Hitler did. Why are we preserving that? Why are we worshiping this idea of whiteness? Because it's so weak. It's so feeble. It's so ridiculous. The whiteness is because we came here and we're like, I don't want to touch anything. Oh, that corn's dirty. I don't want to have the corn. I want to have my own stuff. I need pemmican. Oh, let me go back to the boat and get some pemmican. I'll just eat pemmican for the rest of my life. You guys don't know what pemmican is. It's sort of like this granola. Let's just call it granola. It's granola. And white guys, it's like rat food. And white guys came over and they're just like, we're just going to eat pemmican. And then once they show us how to farm, we're going to say that they didn't invent the wheel, even though they invented all the agriculture. Like, you got people like Stephen Crowd. He's not even from America. And he's just like, oh, I'm a fucking white race and Native Americans didn't invent the wheel. It's like, dude, have you never heard of a fucking medicine wheel? You not fucking heard of a hoop ceremony? You know what a fucking fire circle is? Like, what the fuck is... Why are you guys so stupid? And it's because they're pemmican eaters. They're just like, oh, I'm going to eat my pemmican. Oh, I've got pemmican. Oh, I've been tricked to get on a boat. Now I'm on a boat because I drank too much. And because I drank too much and they put me on a boat, now I'm a sailor. And now I'm a sailor. I'm going to go to a foreign world where there's going to be a lot of titties. And I'm going to say I must be better than them because those girls are being nice to me. And then it's going to be this whole thing. And here we fucking are, man. Here we are. Saber rattling. You're right, Droopy. Oh, wait. I've been missing chat. I've kept it here. You guys okay? Everybody still there? Whitewash diluted. Do you have a dollar? Do you have a dollar? I'm still trying to figure out who's whiter, Asians or Caucasians. Oh my goodness. I would say that Caucasians are Asian posers, Katum. Caucasians are Asian wannabes. Do you know what Asians have? Those fuckers have pride. One of the people that likes to cause trouble in my gang posted inside the chat today this chart that says the raising of consciousness. And at the very fucking bottom, she's got pride. She's got like prides down here, and it's next to scorn. And if you have pride, then you're living in scorndom. And this is exactly what white manness is. It's this. It's this. Let's shit on the ego. Let's shit on pride, because if we do, we don't fucking have to have pride. Meanwhile, in China, they're just like, oh, that pigeon pooped on this seat. And even though I'm not sitting here, I'm going to clean it up because this is just going to feel good. It's not going to be, oh, I must do it for my fellow man because I don't have an ego. No, they're like, I'm doing it for myself. I'm cleaning up this poop because I will feel better. And white man has no fucking concept of this. And if you don't believe me, look at how they fucking reacted with Snap. Yes, I'm calling them they. Yes. I'm calling them they. And you should have pride, Brenda. I'm around a lot of Koreans. They are on another level. I bet they are, Dora Monica. I don't know what you mean, but I bet they are. Asians don't raisin. That's hilarious, Nathan Queering. Asians don't raisin. Guys, Asian don't raisin. Palestinians don't prune. Man, don't we bring me in on that. Rastafarians don't raspberryan. You know what I'm saying. You guys get it. I'm gonna freaking close the show. You know what I'm talking about. I feel folk think hooping their trash makes them good folk. Yes, hooping their trash. This is a colloquialism, probably from another continent. Hooping their trash probably means throwing their trash away. I'm Pretty sure, guys, you can trust me on that. Yeah, they, them. Fuck they, them. James, you're not supposed to say they, them. I declare, what's the word? I declare Jumanji. That's it. I declare Jumanji. That means I get to use they and them when I declare Jumanji. We're going to say Jumanji. They, them. They is the white guy. And they're wandering around eating pemmican. Oh, I'm eating pemmican. Look how clever I am. I'm not an immigrant. I'm a colonialist. And just, you guys are fucking pathetic. If it terrifies you that people from another land are... Oh, let me get back to this migrant thing. James, what if you just let in a bunch of violent criminals? Okay, first of all, we've got a lot of violent criminals. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we're like way up there when it comes to murder capitals of the world. Did you guys know this? I don't think you guys know this. I think there's this weird sort of Stockholm syndrome where we're all wandering around just like everything is safe here because we are the white people. Yeah. And it's just, dude, you cannot go to school. We're hunting brown people right now as we speak. 30,000 kids in Charlotte are like, I'm afraid to go to school. I'm not going to school. Okay. So let's stop this whole, we have to preserve the sanctity of our low crime continent. We do not have a low crime continent. That is not happening. That is not happening. Yeah. Jumanji. That's right. Stretch. Jumanji. Your country rejected me, James. Brenda, that is, you know, it's weird because, like, a lot of white guys are like, well, fuck you. You don't belong here. And I used to be like, that's rude. But then I'm just like, wow, I think they're talking to me too. I think they're talking to me too. James, if you don't like it, why don't you just get the fuck out? And I'm just like, where am I going to go? You guys are already invading Mexico. You've already invaded Venezuela. You've overthrown Honduras. You've put a hit out on a democratically elected president of 3 different terms. Where am I supposed to go exactly? See, I have to stay because this is my land. It's my land, bitches. It's weird. I'm not white. I'm something different. I'm indigenous. We talked about this. I'm indigenous. I'm indigenous, right? We have a JoJo today. Cameron's hosting. I think you guys should check it out. I'd love it if you guys would subscribe. It'd be so dope. Life would be so boring without the show. Oh, thank you, Katem. I feel the same about you. Love your work. You guys should follow Katem. He's worth it. I've been a fan for years. James going off is a nice constant to the ever change. Yeah, it's good to go off sometimes. It is. It's good. Magtards are the most cringe. I'm going to have to agree with you, Suzette. It's really hard. I used to think that the other side was more cringe, but man, Magtards have really out-cringed themselves. They have. They have. Zairless talking up Japan. Yeah, Japan's an interesting case. China basically told them, hey guys, we're done playing. Did you know this? This happened yesterday. A soul has no color. This is exactly what I mean, Katem. Thank you for bringing that back. The white man has no color. Dark side of the moon, you got a white beam coming in the left, and then the right side, it splits into the rainbow. Think about why white man fears the rainbow. He fears being colorized. He fears the idea that people would see him, that he would lose his compact nature. What is pemmican? It's packed. Grunwald, I'm eating pemmican like a rat. I'm so superior. I'm the white man. And it's like, you're terrified of touching the soil. And so you terrorize others that touch the soil. Deep down, white man has a hatred for any kind of culture that touches the soil. And it's so contagious. But at the same time, it's fixing itself. Guys, I think that the white boar being hunted by black men actually fixes the world. This sounds horrible because I don't think I would be able to function in South Africa. I seriously mean that. I think that the you that you know so well would not be here. It would be something very different. I would be a very different person. And I honestly don't know if I'd make it because I don't know if I'd want to, by the way. It's because of that. I just don't know if I'd want to. I grew up in a little bit of violence, growing up. And I learned really quick that everyone around me was encouraging me, well, you just have to get violent. And I think the last time I tried that was in 6th grade. and I hit a kid, and I just felt bad. I didn't feel better. It's like that. Like, I think if I would have felt better, I think I would have just kept doing it. I honestly, I'm very selfish. I have this problem where if I hit you in the face, I just kind of feel bad. I think it's kind of cool, but I think a lot of people are more like that's a weakness that we have to farm out. We have to root out. Excuse me. It's weird. To farm out is to keep doing it, but to root it out is to take it. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess it makes sense, agriculturally speaking. Anyway, point is that the more that violence is around us in an abhorrent way, the more that we start to become, you could say that we assimilate to it, but see, if we assimilate to that violence, I think that violence has no choice but to assimilate to us. It notices how dilating it is. And the ones that are committing the violence, they just want to save calories. That's all. Most of the violence you see in the world is an attempt at, look, I need something. And if it requires less of that need, you're going to see less calories for it. It's all a thermodynamic equation. None of this has to do with like people are inherently good or people are inherently bad. It's people are inherently efficient. They don't have a choice. This isn't about wisdom. This is about what is your energy structure? What choices do you have? Can I dump energy here? Can I create a victim here? Can I create a savior complex? Can I clean poop off a bench that I will never sit on? I'll never sit on the bench, says the Chinese lady. I don't even take this bus. But I know that I would be haunted if I walked past that and kept going and didn't clean it up. I'd be haunted from that. It's a demon. It's a type of Chinese demon. It would be in her field and it would be haunting her. She doesn't do it because she's nice. She doesn't do it because someone sang a pride song. She doesn't do it because some tranny read her kid a story. She did it because it feels good, because she has fucking pride. Why is pride scorned in America? It's because if you had pride, you would have to look at how you're outsourcing all of white man's problems into the third world, or blaming it on the Jew, or blaming it on anything else but ourselves. It's pathetic, guys. It's pathetic. And I can't be a white guy anymore. I can't do it. I tried. I wasn't doing a good job. God, honestly, guys, I wasn't helping your side anyway. I wasn't. I was a token white guy. That's what I was. Oh, James. Well, it's a token white guy. Have you subscribed? Are we doing this? We're going to keep doing this. I'm a token white guy. Now I'm colored. I ain't got no race, cause I ain't running no more. Pride is actually virtue, but nobody cares. Yeah, I'll buy that, Wild Weasel. I'll buy that. You're white as fuck, James. Man, Portal, you're the one driving around in giant fucking trucks. You are so much whiter than me. Hats off to you. I mean that. It's badass. The white man's burden is the white man's problem. Yeah, exactly, Edward. This is what I mean. If we are so tough, think about how, I hope you get this now. How selfish is it to be living in the first world? And to be going, oh, we can't handle the first world. They're going to destroy us. Like, what kind of weakling are you? What kind of weak fuck are you? But James, if they come off the shore and start raping people in the cities, yeah, it's called law. We have law enforcement. And if shit gets out of hand, we just throw more law at it. When have we not fucking done that around here? Guys, do you remember when the Rockefellers came in to Colorado and decided, hey, we want to build a railroad, so why don't we just build a shanty town and we'll have a free barbecue for 30 days. We'll get 300 workers, 328, I think, to show up into the shanty town, and then we'll fucking take out the road. Now they're fucking stuck here like a civilian conservation corps. If you really want to know what built the Tennessee Valley Authority, what built all these conservation projects, it wasn't the hard-working will of the white man. It was the stupidity. It was the gullibility. It was that if I can get you deep into the forest of Appalachia enough, you're going to have no choice but to work for me because you're going to want to fucking eat. You're going to want to live through the night. And the same thing was happening in Colorado. So you already have a country that's been made up of all these evil people just fucking each other, killing each other, taking each other's stuff. I'm going to leave out fucking because it's not even evil. If you want to fucking fuck each other, fuck each other. But it's just like all this violence that we were causing upon ourselves. What happened? It got better. How did it get better? It didn't go away. It became more refined and more predictable. This is really all we're asking for. We're not asking all of you to not be serial killers. Some of you guys came here to be a serial killer. We are asking for this to be more predictable. You can exist among us, but you're going to need to wear a shirt, you're going to need to wear a collar, and you're going to need to take someone that, quite frankly, is inside of your scope and is not outside of your range. This is truly, I think, at the heart of what we accept in society. Did you know that 25% of the people that are on death row, on average, have genetic evidence that proves them innocent? Did you know that we didn't even know this 25 years ago, which means prior to 25 years ago, we were executing 1 out of every 4 people was just completely innocent. Now we know that, and we're still doing it. We still have serial killers. We have not said you can't capital punish people. We've said you can. We've said murder is a word that means whether or not we think it's wrong, says government. That we think it's wrong. In this article, I discussed 5 clear violations of war powers. Let me get through this quick, because I gotta go to Dojo. It's making me do this thing again. Hang on a second. This is really annoying. These 5 word powers: violation of War Powers Act, deploying military and domestic soil, violation of habeas corpus by ICE, collusion with foreign nations for illegal gifts, bribery, and weaponizing the DOJ to hunt political enemies. These are what I think 5 violations that are self-evident. But I go on to explain that in addition to the fact that we are the nation's largest deployer as the Department of Defense, none of these are going to be sticking to Trump. The only thing that I think may be able to stick against Trump is this. Section 2.11 of Executive Order 12333. No person employed by or acting on behalf of the United States government shall engage in or conspire to engage in assassination. And that ultimately you are looking at probably years and years and years of war crime trials that will probably take place after Trump's death. He'll completely get off on this, but it's because every leader gets off. This isn't a red versus blue. This is just America. This is our largest employer. We're not going to stop doing this. It's not going to fucking happen. Central America is gone. That place has fallen. And you know what? A lot of people in Central America are kind of happy about it. I do not have enough of the pulse of a country that big to tell you whether or not it's right. I just don't. I think you're looking at the jungle, ladies and gentlemen. And as much as I want to root for the jaguar one day and the cheetah the next, this is a giant system. And I ultimately, I'm just one giraffe sticking his neck out, cooing into the morning because my vocal cords are so long, I've lost the ability to sing. Love you guys. Come to Dojo. See you next time.